What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you guys have not been following me on Twitter the last couple days or so, I made the announcement, and even on here on the channel as well, that I will be doing all WWE videos over the course of the next 2 weeks, starting this week and next week. After that, everything will go back to normal. This is basically this is basically leading into WrestleMania and the fallout of WrestleMania. Basically, everything that we can expect to happen moving forward. But for today's video, I got some interesting news for you guys, including the latest on what is going to happen with the Raw Tag Team Championship match and the Universal Championship match at WrestleMania. So we're actually gonna kick things off with the Raw Tag Team titles. Now, originally, where's my had to get my book, my big book. Alright, so with this based on what I have on the card, supposedly it will be the Street Profits defending the Raw Tag Team titles against current U.S. champion Andrade, and of course Angel Garza. However, I swear my chair won't. There's something wrong with my chair. Hang on. There we go. Move up. There we go. All right. Everything's back to normal now. Everything's okay. Anyway, so there are recent rumors stating that an NXT superstar is going to be called up to the main roster for WrestleMania. Who is it? None other than the 22-year-old former WWN and also former Evolve champion, Austin Theory. This is a very interesting development, because if you guys remember at the Evolve 10th anniversary, which I did do a review video on, if you guys check it out, Paul Heyman was actually the guest ring announcer for the matchup between Theory and JT Drake, and if my memory serves me right, I believe JT Drake was the WWN champion, and Austin Theory ended up and was the Evolve champion, and it was a great matchup. I saw that match. It was incredible, and JD and Theory ended up winning that match, only for him to realize he got called up to NXT just about a year later. I'd say about a year later, and I even said that Austin Theory could very may well be the future of the entire WWE, and at WrestleMania he could potentially prove that theory, pardon the pun, right. So according to this article off of What Culture, which was posted by Andy Murray, shoutouts to him, and What Culture. He explains what is going on. So it says here, Austin Theory looks set for a ahead of schedule main roster call-up in WWE, with the NXT newcomer set to replace the injured Andrade as Angel Garza's partner at WrestleMania, with the Raw Tag Team titles on the line against the Street Profits. It's though that an Angle explained the substitution will air on tonight's episode of Raw. Seeing what kayfabe explanation WWE comes up with will be interesting, as Theory has no prior interactions with Garza, the Street Profits, Andrade, or manager Zelina Vega, though today's Cage Side Seats rumor roundup reveals a potential reason why Austin was being thrusted into the spotlight. Per their write-up, Paul Heyman is thought to be extremely high on the 22-year-old, hence the hot spotted call-up. Theory has worked just 5 televised NXT bouts since signing with WWE, going 2 and 3 against opponents like Roderick Strong, Tommaso Ciampa, and Tyler Breeze. One glance at him reveals why WWE is putting so much stock in him. A clean professional worker with a great look and background in bodybuilding, he fits the company's mold to a T. And it would be a huge surprise to see him join Raw or SmackDown full-time after WrestleMania, despite his inexperience. Okay, so as I mentioned, on the Evolve 10th anniversary, Austin Theory had defended his Evolve World Championship against JD Drake, who defended his WWN Championship, and apparently Paul Heyman actually had high hopes for both these men, but one person in particular ended up being Austin Theory. Now as Murray wrote, Austin Theory's record is 2-3. So he's went up against Tyler Breeze, Tommaso Ciampa, Roderick Strong, and several others prior. Interestingly enough, he's 22 years old. First off, I did not think, honestly, I knew that at some point he would be on the main roster. I just did not think it would be this soon. I think honestly, instead of having Austin Theory, I think it should have been someone else, like someone who, potentially someone who knows Angel Garza very well. So instead of having Austin Theory, it could have been someone like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe someone like maybe someone like Johnny Gargano, because I know that Angel Garza at one time actually worked with Gargano at one time. I think they worked together at one time in NXT. I don't remember exactly, but it is a very possibility. But my thoughts on this, I think it's great. I know that he has little experience in WWE. I think this will be a great way to showcase the plot twist of this story. And truth be told, the story only lasts only dates back a week, to last week's Raw, where they announced that the Street Profits would defend their titles against Andrade and Angel Garza. And truth be told, Andrade and Angel Garza are a pretty good tag team. I will say that. But ironically enough, ironically enough, the original plan was to have Rey Mysterio battle Andrade for the United States Championship, but because of the big crush card virus pandemic, yes, I have to say it because it's a meme, and because I'm not allowed to say it actually for YouTube on YouTube. That is no longer the case. In fact, Rey Mysterio has actually been self-isolating for a while, and now this match is being put up. Honestly, actually, a lot of these matches are actually last minute. Like I know that some of these, have been in the works for a while. Like I know that that Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre has been talked about. Edge versus Orton, that was talked about like months ago, like weeks ago. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, we already knew about that. Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler, we already knew about that. John Cena and The Fiend, we knew about that. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns, we actually knew about that after Super Showdown, which I will be talking about that here in just a moment. Undertaker versus AJ Styles, we knew about that several weeks ago, right after the Elimination Chamber, and then going from Seth Rollins down, from Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens going down, all those matches were last minute. So those ones We have Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. We have King Corbin versus Elias, which apparently, I believe that match will no longer take place after what King Corbin did to Elias on SmackDown this past Friday. Originally, it was supposed to have been a six pack challenge elimination match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. However, that will no longer be the case because Dana Brooke has also been self-isolating. So now it's going to be Bayley, Lacey Evans, Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks in that match. Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan, that was announced last week. Again, the match we're talking about now, that was last minute. Aleister Black and Bobby Lashley was last minute. Miz and Morrison, their ladder match against the Usos and the New Day, that was last minute. And even this one, which makes no sense at all, Otis versus Dolph Ziggler, that match makes no sense. Whatsoever, but it is what it is. My thoughts on this, I think it's great. I think giving the fans the opportunity to see what Austin Theory can do in a Raw in a main roster ring would do wonders for Austin Theory. In fact, if this were, I believe this is going to be a one-night deal. If it is, then potentially that could elevate him to become a top contender for potentially the NXT Championship or even potentially the NXT North American Championship at some point down the road. So it's pretty good. Let's see, what else do we have. There was one other thing from What Culture that I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what it was. Give me a second here. And shoutouts to Dr. Pepper. Yes, this is actually Dr. Pepper. Shoutouts to Dr. Pepper. So let us see what other news I was going to talk about. I think that was the only thing. Okay. Alright. Okay. So here's another story that Andy Murray posted. No, I did not want that. I already got to that. You stupid. I swear this laptop will not cooperate. Here we are. No, this wasn't it. That was not it. Stupid laptop! Okay, well, apparently it's not gonna let me go because apparently it's not gonna tell me. So there was an article that I just saw. Apparently it was gonna reveal how long WrestleMania was gonna be. If it'll go through this time. There we go, finally! Okay, so now we're going to be talking, so now in this video we're going to be talking about how long this year's WrestleMania will be, and apparently it's going to be exactly like last year's, where it's going to be 8 hours long. So here's how it's going to go down. So Andy Murray posted this on What Culture, and it says here, it's a good job. It's a great job. It's a good job that WrestleMania 36 will air over 2 nights on WWE Network, as current scheduling indicates that the event will run for a total of over 8 hours across both broadcasts. This includes a 1-hour kickoff show on both Saturday and Sunday. Said pre-show starts at 6 p.m. Eastern on both days, so it'll start on yeah, so apparently it'll start with the Saturday main card running from 7 Eastern to 10:15 Eastern, and Sunday will commence from 7 to 10. The above is how the shows are listed on the WWE Network schedule at the time of writing, at the time of this being wrote, which I think was just recently. Yeah, I think this was just recently. Yeah, just today. Actually, just today. Actually, crazy enough. Though this could change before the weekend, as things stand with every broadcast taken into account, the show will run longer than WrestleMania 35, which weighed in at just under 8 hours. WWE was able to churn out so much content before Orange County, Florida's stay-at-home order kicked in last Thursday night is impressive. Splitting this into a two-nighter was a wise move, as well as a single unbroken 8-hour empty arena show would be tough to get through no matter the match quality. Here's hoping they come through with 2 enjoyable shows. Okay, so this is a very interesting theory, because if you guys remember last year's WrestleMania, it was almost 8 hours. It was like 7 hours 30 minutes or something like that, which was very, very interesting, because last year we had 16 matches on the card. This year, currently as it stands, we have 15 matches on the card. So apparently the kickoff show will start on both days, on both Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. At 4 p.m. here in the West. And apparently it's going to start at 5. So it'll be from like 5 to like 9 to like 9 or something like that on both shows. I will, as I said, I'm not going to do both. I'm not going to be doing 2 separate results. It's the result video. The results of both nights will be one entire video on that Sunday. So just as a disclaimer. Honestly, again, it was a great idea, being as the fact that last year was pretty bad, was pretty rough. They did a pretty good job. I'll say that. Alright, you guys. With that being said, now we're gonna be talking about what's going on with Roman Reigns. So apparently, it says here on, and this is courtesy of WrestleTalk. So shout outs to both What Culture and WrestleTalk. It was reported last week that Roman Reigns had told WWE officials he wasn't comfortable working the WrestleMania show. It is widely expected that he will be replaced in his Universal Championship match with Goldberg by Braun Strowman. Roman came to the decision after several WWE stars were placed into quarantine due to his 2 battles with leukemia. Roman has a compromised immune system and could likely have a worse reaction if infected to the crush card virus. However, it appears like it might not just be WrestleMania that Roman Reigns misses, as Dave Meltzer has warned that the former WWE champion could miss several months. And this is actually what he stated. He said, Dave Meltzer says, quote, "Another thing that was brought up to me yesterday by someone is, you realize that perhaps for both guys, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, but certainly for Roman Reigns, that he probably, and I'm sure this isn't going to happen, but realistically he probably shouldn't be doing this for a long time. This is not about WrestleMania. This is about long after WrestleMania. Until this thing is way under control." And I'm not talking about it being in control enough where we're out going to restaurants again, but way under control where there's a vaccine, and hopefully that's soon. While it would be a real shame to not see Roman involved on SmackDown shows for the foreseeable future, it is essential that he and WWE take his health and safety very seriously at this incredibly worrying time. Okay, so So this is very interesting because there's been a lot of people who wanted to see the matchup between between Goldberg and Roman Reigns. A lot of and it's interesting because, truth be told, there's been a lot of people, who wanted to see that match and see who has the better spear. Is it is it Roman Reigns or is it Goldberg? Now that this is happening, honestly, I think this was a smart choice. I think that this was smart. This was very wise for WWE to take Roman out of the equation. Take him out of WrestleMania. But honestly, this is very interesting. Let's see. But you know what? It is what it is. I think seeing Braun Strowman instead of Roman Reigns could very well be interesting, because Roman Reigns, was is always one of the top, has been one of the top guys in WWE since John Cena. So in a way, Roman Reigns is like the John Cena of today's WWE. As crazy as it sounds, but for Roman Reigns to back out, smart decision. It's better to be safe than sorry. But for Strowman, originally it was supposed to have been Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. But now that Daniel Bryan got into that mix, I think this will really tie into the whole into both rivalries very well. Because if you think about it, when this whole thing blows over and WWE goes back to the big to the big arenas, it'll tie in perfectly, because if Braun Strowman wins the Universal Championship and we go into the summer, we could potentially see Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, and Braun Strowman, as well as Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, and potentially Goldberg. We could see all 7 of them in this rivalry, and both titles could potentially be defended, which is a very interesting theory. But I would not mind seeing that. Anyway, guys, that's actually gonna do it for this video. I will be doing a prediction video on Wednesday, and then on Thursday I'm gonna be talking about NXT TakeOver Tampa, pretty much the expectations for the matches that we could potentially see. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My links are down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me, my address will also be in the description below as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.